Folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated. Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets.
Good morning, good morning. Let's see. I was gone last week and just getting back at it here. Camping for 10 days. It was enjoyable. I was a couple times I needed to do my other job and was able to take a couple of trades, but nothing super exciting. I'm actually down on my account equity wise, so that's kind of a bummer. But I'm working on my attitude, my mental game to recover and get to completing this challenge. So that's where I'm at today, and we'll jump into charts here in just a sec. All right, I think that's pretty good there. This looks pretty small. Okay, only thing I've done this morning just is kind of mark off the most recent intermediate term highs and lows. You can see the red arrows pointing those out. I was just looking through my notes and trying to use those as levels that are the ones I base things off of. And I think I've kind of gotten away from that, so I'm just trying to point them out to keep it in mind today. Hopefully weeding out some of the quick losses. So what I'm looking for, if you haven't watched this stream before, is to see stop rate that's on top of or below the moving average set. As in right now, you can see the USD JPY right here. It did rate out this level, but not any intermediate term lows. So I'm gonna wait a moment on that and look for a raid on an intermediate term. This one over here on your USD, it did rate out previous ITLs 3 times, so I would like to see this one actually move higher. Or I guess it could be ready to move lower too. It's just let's see. There's 15 minutes. You can see so these short-term lows took out also a little bit longer-term lows. So with that in mind, I think it might be ready to flop over to go on the long side. We'll see about that. While we're waiting, if you have access, throw a comment in there where you're from. I always like to see that. I can see what time it is for you and all that kind of stuff. If I see USD JPY rate that and then pop out above this little short-term high, sorry, that would be where I'll start looking for an entry. kind of a quick move down and then recovers right back up. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's early. I think we have some news coming in later. Several hours away, but sometimes big news in the day will seem to kind of make things a little bit choppy. So try to be careful there. Okay, so there's a little bit of a raid down there. Barely dropped below. Let's see that just the bottom of that wick right there is past, but let's see if it gives us a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more there. Nobody's from anywhere. Can you guys put in the comments where you're from? And it'll allow me kind of to know what time it is, and just because that's interesting to me. All right, just getting a quick look at 15 minutes. Oh, this is actually 1 hour. Sorry, went out too far. Segun, what's up? Segun. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Let's see, what is this? This is which one? So we could be looking at sheesh. There we go. Could be looking at these being the raids that I was waiting for, and then we might flop over on the moving averages, which would be fine too. So let's see, drop in my lines from yesterday's time zones, not time zones. Let's see if this guy's got a 1 hour raid line as well. Yeah, I was kind of looking at down to 15. Let's see. So yeah, this could be good time for looking for the moving averages to flop. So I use moving averages just as a quick visual kind of what am I looking at. So if the dotted line's on top of the solid line, then it's a long. If it's dotted lines on bottom, then it's a short. Just to just to use as a filter. All right, so I dropped in a couple lines that I have programmed into a script. Let's see, let me go out a little bit. You can see. So the vertical lines are time zones for training sessions, as well as New York midnight, which I'm learning to watch and see if that's more for my studies than for this trading strategy itself. But it drops in this black horizontal line is New York midnight open price. Green dotted line up here, dashed line is yesterday's high and low. Orange is the same for 2 days ago, and red is 3 days ago. So just by without even getting to the daily chart, you can see that we're lower than 3 days ago. We're inside the range for yesterday, and we're inside the range for 2 sessions ago. So that will it's kind of handy to be able to look at those without zooming out. Tyrone, hello. So I'll be tempted to get into this trade as soon as it gets just a little bit higher. See, it's pulling back to this old intermediate term low. However, because I'm trying to work on my discipline and follow rules, one of my rules is that I can't take a short trade unless the dashed moving average is below the solid moving average. So I'm stuck on this one. But I'll point out the gap that I see formed here as a nice entry spot. So we are so as far as my rules goes, this move here is my entry move. It would be. I'm sorry, I was just mentioning that I can't do it quite yet because of the moving average. But it leaves a fair value gap, which is this gray box, in the wake of the structure break, which is broken right there. These mini structure breaks are what I'm looking for the trend shift. I'm just looking for them to happen on the favorable side of the moving average. So we'll see how that goes. I'm just getting the cross happening here on the USD. Could create an opportunity. We have the raid. Just need to wait for gap. Here's the gap in a 5 minute that breaks the structure. Just give me something to listen to there. So I'm going to drop in my order lines here. Let me check the level. Yeah, that's right about 50%. That's good. So here we go. So I'm going to set up my stop down below this raid. Move here. 16 pips. Got a big range. Big range for what I'm used to. Sorry, it's probably relative, I guess, to trading style. It's a little messy in here now, though. I can take this off because it's that's just to make sure my entry is below 50%. I'm going to use the 5 minute gap. That broke the structure. I'll go back to that to show you what I mean. So this candle here moved up above intermediate term high and left a gap as it did that. This is after these moves. This is moves here that they were stop rates or liquidity grabs, depending on how you want to look at it. And that level falls at right about 50%. So back on the 1 minute chart, I'm going to use that as entry and going to put a limit order in for long. And actually, something I was just looking at my rereading some of my notes. This was rated, this was rated, and this was rated. So if it's going to hold, it's going to hold above this raid line. That would be my guess there. So I'm going to use that, get a little bit better of an entry, go back in long here. Pretty lofty target. Maximum target is 5R. Manage the stops as it hits new levels. Here's USD JPY again. That one's getting ready as well. So an order for this guy is going to look something like this. Stop loss up there. Entry in that. I'm going to close the gap of this entry because this candle here already got close to the gap. It didn't quite get it. I imagine it will have a little bit more oomph when it comes back up to test that. So I'm going to be a little bit closer to the top side of that gap there. So, but a little bit of spread. So I'll just leave it right there. All right. So now we can watch and see if it even gets back to those entry levels. Let's see, what time is news? Calendar, there we go. Quite a bit later. Quiet day today. Let's see. Let's get a question out there. Get you guys involved. Okay, post it in the comments so we can see. This chart is USD CAD, US CAD. I'm just decided I'm gonna be starting to watch and look at this in a more specifically to the mentorship that I'm doing way with I'm doing the 2022 ICT mentorship. So I just got a couple of charts that are different color background just so I can quickly know what I'm looking at. Just going to practice analysis and stuff like that. So while I'm waiting for other stuff to happen, this is what I'll be looking at. Turn, I'm not sure if Blue Guardian has a Discord specifically. Nobody drinks coffee except for me, apparently. There it is. So this one becomes a long-term low when it has two intermediate term lows on, or one on either side, sorry. So there's an intermediate term low here and here. So this becomes a long-term low. Intermediate term low has a short-term low on either side. So that's here, I guess here and here. So that makes that an intermediate term low. So that's what I'm just annotating here. Just practicing looking at levels, higher time frame. Yellow lines are the New York session. Hey, it looks like one of the trades triggered here. Let's go take a look. All right, so USD JPY is triggered in. And trying to get the drawdown. It closed that gap. Now, looking at hitting that, this. What is this called? This is order block. See if that holds. And it looks like Euro USD just barely got me in there. That's always nice to see if it holds when you get an entry like that. Go only half a pip down, but we shall see what happens there. So once I get my entries, I go in. Actually, let me clear out some lines here. There we go. And I use the extension tool as position management just to give my levels here. So okay, so 1 hour is up there. You can see it goes all the way up. Adjust to 5 hour. I'm not sure why I had set 4.5 my target on entry, but that's where it's at. I'll do the same thing over here. Like so. All right, nobody's got a favorite drink, so I'm gonna take that down. Bummer. Oh well. I like coffee. That's what I know. All right, so we're gonna watch this and see what happens. Whilst waiting, I will continue to work on the analyzing of this chart here, Aussie USD. There it is. A little bit hiding. This is flux. Hey Cecil, thanks for the like. Gotten only one each video, so maybe if we get a couple more, that'd be pretty neat. Also, it doesn't matter. It looks like both trades are back right around break even, or one is doing favorable and one is break even. Yeah, there we go. So USD JPY is just moving below my entry for short. Here it goes, a little bit more. It's not super common that I have both of them going at the same time. They are kind of inverse of each other sometimes. So what I'll do is if we get a touchdown here, and then I'll move stop to break even. Same thing up here. That actually works pretty good too, because it's kind of the first reach area, and if it's got some oomph to the move, then I would assume that it's not going to pull all the way back to raid out this, but you never know. That can this level here or this level here. So we'll see what happens here. I'm gonna decide on the daily here. One of the things I gotta work on is like I said, I was looking through some of my notes and look for ideas long where retail ideas want to trade short. So this area is a little bit confusing for me here, because while this long-term low did a raid of a daily level, that's good. I like that. However, I would think that because this level is broken here, retail would move their stops to here if they have any long stops. In which case, this could be an area of interest for a raid. So I'm just kind of annotating this stuff because it's helpful for my mental kind of process. And really don't want to be a break-even trader anymore. I want to move past that stage of trading and into profit. So that's why I'm doing this challenge. And so just practicing. So 15-minute, we are in a gap, 15-minute, which comes in right there, or it did just be in a gap, I should say, not all the way. So quiet without my fan running. All right, gotta check back on my other charts here. Still moving lower, that's good for short. And moving higher, just tagged out 1R. Stop goes to break even. Next alert is 2R. And that's another good spot right there, right by next kind of reach area. There, 3R, also right before reach area. So this could be structurally, it might have enough room to come up to one of these higher R levels. Like I said, I'll slide stops to the next R level after they touch them. So that's just part of the strategy that I decided I was going to do in my testing. I did look at a model that used all 1Rs or all 2Rs, that kind of thing, and the opportunity for the bigger, quicker wins is seemed to offset it enough to make it worth doing the sliding stop, even though it does result in a handful of break evens. So it's not quite there yet. There's Aussie. So think about this gap down here. I guess it does, well, I guess that's the wrong time level though. So this gap here breaks structure on a 5 minutes. I'm gonna switch to that. I'll just add it in, see what that looks like. MetaTrader is weird with same color objects. Just cancels each other out. Let's see what this looks like. Let's just do that. So I analyze into the 1 minute here. So there's small fair value gap. After a structure break up here, it's not in the actual candle that broke through, which I like better. But you can also see we're sitting right above New York midnight as well as yesterday's low. Yeah, yesterday's low. So that's kind of cool. Could be a good level there. So filled up the M5 fair value gap, popped out above short term, two short terms, I guess, here and here. Well, I don't know if you can technically call that. Let's see, high 64551, so equal high. So that's not quite a short term high. Looks pretty close though. So then, if I were trading this, then what would I do? I would look at this entry here that I'm just watching. I just went into the 1 minute time frame. Look for a reach up to this level here. Active trades. See if that push happens up above this equal highs. So that's a good sign, I think, in my position here. I'm going long. It did not break that, which means it very well could come back for a push through that, at least a retest, or like a liquidity grab is what I mean. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna set the Aussie aside, look at the CAD for a bit. CAD's reaching right now. Take the CAD. Whoops. This is a long-term high, not a long-term low. Okay. 15, here we go. I see this area being either rated or reached through. So that could be a potential rejection point. USD is back at break even. Didn't get to 1R, so it's not out on a stop yet. Shall see what happens. Is there anything that is notable about where this level is? Oh, I don't have my arrows on this one. There you go. You can see the entry was back here. His support that New York midnight was for this one over here. That's why I have these on here, even though I'm not directly using it at this point in the strategy. It's really nice to see when those kind of ideas line up. So this is just for my practice purposes here. I'm looking at all of this kind of stuff too. So it's respecting that at this point. It did reach above it, but the bodies are inside. That is my understanding as how that works. I'm gonna get this back on. Too hot in here. Okay, back to practicing here. All right, so Let's see. Work smart, not hard. I've been going for a few weeks, something like that. So I'm yeah, it's not new. I was doing good in terms of profit first few weeks, and then this last week had a handful of string of losses. So a little bit sad there, but that's the way trading goes. If you're familiar, trying to stay positive and work on my strategy, work on my mental game, all that. Very well, still on the right side of each line, that's good. I am wondering about this level here though. I wonder if that's going to be rated before it goes back up, so we'll see about that. We'll see. Too big, too big. It's pretty good. Just kind of chopping around. Unfortunately, I will be taking off here in a little bit for my morning walk with my wife, and probably won't be able to see the close of these trades unless this one slams down to stop. Hey, Harder, thanks. Harder Gaming, appreciate that. I'm just a in process learning trader myself, and I am not. It's probably not worth listening to too many words from me, but I appreciate the compliment either way. That's cool. Yeah, I'm just trying to get out of the break-even stage of things and move into profit. So that's where I'm at. Back to you, UCAD, just looking at analysis practice. So I put the titles in the lines. You can't really read them over here, but when you hover, you can see, I can see what my thoughts were when I drew out the line. So like retail stop level, this one's so far back over here you can't even see the title, but this one is equal highs, shows it's on the M15 timeline. So this would definitely be it's been tapped out, either rated or it's going to continue. I have to look for a sign that tells me either way. Based on daily, it looks like it's a lot of green bars in a row. You could see either today or tomorrow. Today maybe flip into a indecision, or maybe one more bar up to the top of this gap area. That's a tricky decision, so we'll leave it at that for now. $15-minute looks long to me after a pullback into this gap. I'm gonna change some colors here. It's getting cluttered. Does that work? This is structure break fair value gap with the order block in the same candle. If that is, if this one closes in the next 13 minutes. If not, then I'll have to remove that one, but that's where it's at right now. That could be a good location to watch. What are these guys doing? Toying with me here. So this gap here has been filled. Can't get my colors right, sorry people. All right, folks, that's going to be all for me this morning. I will try to remember to include this in the weekly recap, and you can see what the results were of these two trades. I'm just going to keep working on refining this, trying to follow rules, and become a disciplined and profitable trader. That's my goal. Cam, Trading Nut, thank you so much for the opportunity. And Blue Guardian, thank you as well. I hope to be funded with you in the coming months. Farewell, everybody. Have a great rest of your day, or night, whatever time it is for you. And that's all.